Hello! So I am still working on my kitchen using the KonMari method, and the kitchen category, in case you didn't watch my other kitchen video, it's just kitchen. It's part of the kimono section, but it's not broken down any further than that. Obviously that's a really huge chunk, and so myself and several others have broken it down. Sorry for the noise if you can hear it, my boys are running around upstairs. Several other people have broken it down into as many as 6 or 7 subcategories. I'm sticking with 4 subcategories for now. So the first one I did was basically dinnerware. Our plates and bowls and cups and tea mugs and all of that, anything that we consume food and beverage off of. The one that I'm doing now is storage. So I've got plastic storage. I'll show you some other storage things here in just a minute. And then so you know what's coming up in the future, my third section is going to be tools. So basically pots and pans, utensils, cooking utensils, all those sorts of things that I use to do my cooking and baking. And then my last section will be food, which will be pantry, cabinets, refrigerator, and freezer. So right here, obviously this is real life. This is how it looks most of the time. It's pretty messy, but this is all of my plastic storage as well as my juicer, because that's just where it lives. That's where there's room. So I have all of this in plastic storage that I'll get out in just a minute. I also have, I'm counting this as storage as well, because it's what I use to store food. I also use it for cooking, but all of my different papers, and then I also have some baggies and straws. Then I also have a lot of glass storage. So there's some up there that's overflow, but most of the glass storage is in this cabinet here, as well as a lot of other things. So I'm going to get all this out on the counter and we will go through it. Alright, so here is all of the storage. I've got it organized in categories, so I've got the wraps and papers and bags over here. This is all plastic, and this is all glass. So first impressions upon getting it all out, we have a lot more than I thought, especially a lot of glass. So because of the space that I'm working in and the fact that I've got both kids up still, as usual of late, I am going to go ahead and shut the camera off and go ahead and sort my piles and join back in just a second. Okay, so here it is all sorted. These are my keeps. And right here, this is all that I'm purging. So I'm still keeping a fair amount. I'm keeping all of my wraps and foils as well as the extras. I'm keeping all the baggies, though I did take these produce bags out of their cardboard because I'd completely forgotten we even had these here. So I'm hoping to use those more because I haven't been using them. I did keep a few of the Cool Whip and yogurt containers. I do use those occasionally for storing, or if I'm giving a gift, or sometimes we use the Cool Whip containers for popcorn bowls. That's what my parents always did, and so that's what I sometimes do as well. I had a couple of plastics mixed in here that weren't actually for storage. These are dishwasher caddies for bottle parts and sippy cup parts, as well as a bottle brush. So those are actually going to be relocated up to the nursery in storage for a potential future baby. Since we don't use bottles or anything anymore, it doesn't need to be taking up real estate in the kitchen. I'm also saving an extra lid because I use these Cool Whip lids as paint palettes for the kids. So this way I'm just going to keep one and put it with the paint stuff instead of, so it doesn't get mixed in with all the others. And I'm keeping our ice cube trays. Those are there. So my Rubbermaid storage, plastic storage set that was all stained. I went back and forth on these Rubbermaid take-alongs because I don't like using plastic storage very much, and these are definitely of a cheaper variety. But there are times that they do come in handy, so I'm going to keep them for now and see where we go from there. I also have one plastic ball jar and then some lock and locks in larger containers. As I just said, I've moved mostly over to glass storage, and I have a whole set of Pyrex glass storage containers. They are not here because they are currently all storing things. So they are all stained, so it didn't really matter that they weren't part of the purge because they would just be staying anyway. But that's what I use for most of our freezer and refrigerator leftover storage. Here I have all of the glass, so I'm keeping a fair amount, but I do a lot of canning. I also use these little half-pint jars as snack containers to eat out of. I keep a jar of them in full of raisins or other snacks in my bag for the kids, so we use them all the time. I drink out of the larger mason jars, as well as using them for freezing soups or sauces. So I get a lot of use out of them, and these are ones that are new, or this one's been used, but these are all for canning for this coming year, this coming season. So that is what I have. Just to show you the Purge quickly. I've got, again, with things that weren't actually storage, but were lumped in there, these popsicle makers. I'm not sure where we got them, but they were only, I think, $1 or $2, and they are horrible. So we haven't used them in years because they're so bad, so I need to just get rid of those, as well as an older bottle brush. This is just some plastic wrapping and extra lids that don't have containers that go with them. This is definitely cheaper plastic storage, so I'm going to get rid of this. It was a wedding gift. And then other yogurt containers and Cool-It containers, a couple of dollar store bins that I used for toy storage that have since broken. I'm not even sure why I was holding on to them, as well as the glass jars that I did purge. So I did get rid of some of them. So let me get it all stored away, and we'll see how it looks. Right, so things are looking much roomier here. They're more spread out, which means they're easier to get to things. And I was able to, these are basically identical. And what they did, to clean this one up a little bit. There's also in this drawer I have some straws and then some fun things for the kids to put on straws. And then a couple of disposable spoons just for ease. I was able to completely clean out that closet from any sort of glass storage. So up there at the top, things no longer look like they're about to come cascading down, which is nice. It ended up being about the perfect amount for my storage space. And then there are the ones that I use regularly. So there we go. That is all done, and now we're going to move on to the next category for the kitchen. Hope this was helpful and you enjoyed watching this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I would love it if you would subscribe and stay tuned for the rest of the journey. Bye.